She rolls her eyes, and so the other gods seek revenge upon me. She whips her hand. Your world, the material plane, is not supposed to be visited directly by the gods, so naturally, that is where I hid. And within that world, you were my hiding place. She pauses as she looks around, smiling. I haven't been here in a long while. You lied to me because it was dangerous for me to know the truth. You say, in case I told someone. Yes, she says, I was not within you. I was not with you all the time to exert control. You could have told. Indeed, you came close a few times with that one witch. Besides that, the gods, and much less, have many ways of extracting thoughts from mortals. It's still very dangerous. If one of these angry gods discovered you as Egra hunting down Oohr's daughter, would be the next best thing. Maybe even better. Or perhaps they wouldn't be able to find you through her. Very good question, champion. But you see, a lie that stands just to the left of the truth is so much harder to detect. The gods are quite good at detecting deception. Besides, if they were to find out that Egra, daughter of Oohr, was within you, they would only assume I was part of the contest of godlings, as it is now known. It would be reassurance to them to believe the Trickster godling was participating in the contest before it wasn't in the game. That might mean, oh, so this is what's happening. You know what's happening? This is happening that every other god sent a godling, not themselves, but this guy actually came himself. Oohr came himself. Tilts ahead, smiling at you, waiting. That would mean that the contest was a lie, which I am guessing it actually was, and you say the whole contest of godling was one massive lie. Lie? She says, clapping her hands joyfully. I prefer pranks. Gods, how did you do that? Oh, well, few well-placed stories, a forgery or two, she says, shrugging. Truly, I set this one up a long time ago. She taps a finger on her chin. Looking up thoughtfully, I'm not even sure what would be a few thousand years ago to you. The prophecy definitely went back. Not sure I even went to that one. Originally, I planned on making them all fight over creating a new god, but Neryl's demise provided the best opportunity. Neville's crowed. For what purpose, you say? So where is Neryl, by the way? Trickster never needs a purpose for a prank, says Oohr, in a bored tone, as though the need not be said. Yet it also served as a titanic distraction, as a huge waste of divine power. Most of the gods did not even have godlings before the contest of godlings, and so they had to create one. Aside from that, it's very costly to project power into the material plane. That is one of the reasons I was so stingy in giving you favor. Right, you say, now suddenly feeling indignification rising. I had an actual god with me all this time, and yet I was always a hair's width from death. That was only because you were too stingy with your power to protect your champion. Let's be honest, not your champion, but your hiding place. More than stinginess, I told you many times. Drawing on divine power can attract notice, she says. I needed to stay hidden within the time was right. For what, you ask? For this, she says, cupping her breast. As you have seen many times, it is trifle for me to transform a mortal such as yourself into something else, but to transform a god, now that is a trick. The other gods, they will not know who you are, you ask? Oohr is tired of running. Azazel is here and ready to join the party. Her smile turns to a frown as she taps her foot. I need a grander title. The binder of soul is now inadequate. You shake your head. I don't believe you. It does not all add up. The way you possessed me was reckless. Handing out power to me in a miserly fashion is one thing. Yet you did not seize control of me most of the time. I made my own choices. You have been in existence for I can't even imagine. Yet you leave your fate to me? Oohr chuckles. Now you have touched upon the true genius of your role as a hiding place. The gods have known me for a long time. They know what I do and what I say. I try to switch things up, but well, even I have habits. She sighs. As you know, the gods are everywhere, often watching and listening. She points at you. You, on the other hand, are just a mortal, and you make mortal choices and blather on about mortal things. You see, I not only hid within your body, I hid within your behavior, within the choices you made. And if I had failed, you say, shrugging, if I fell by steel or claw. She shrugs, mirroring you. As I said before, I would have found another champion like I did after the Lathian priest and the goblin afterward. Finding a new champion, I would have been forced to come out of hiding. I'm glad it never came to that. She takes a contented sigh. I think I can say everything turned out better than I expected. Perfectly, really. Except that our city lies in ruins with thousands of innocents dead, you blurred out. I know how you mortals weep and wail about that sort of thing, she says, waving at you dismissively, reminding you of Azazel. But the people of your world will be better for it. I shall take the place of Nerol and the balance will be restored. She chuckles as she shakes her head. All the gods will be contented enough to get back to the way things were. Aside from their own greed, all of them must have had great fear that the wrong godling would gain the throne and knock everything out of balance. Shouldn't you have been afraid too of that too? If Azazel could ascend to godhood, why not one of the godlings, maybe one of the horrible ones? She smiles slyly. Well, that would have created its own opportunities. If another godling had become a full god, there would be a war, one that I'm sure I could capitalize on. In any case, likely this hypothetical godling would have failed anyway. They did not know how to merge with Nerul, although they thought they did. Although with the contest of godlings, I planted the rumor of an intricate yet ridiculous ritual for any godling that actually managed to defeat Eunuxius. So he started this contest and he sent everyone after Eunuxius. Fucking hell, man, that pisses me off. Azazel, on the other hand, spent centuries as Nerul's lieutenant and knew her mistress' secrets. Lucky for me, because now Azazel, Nerul, and I are all as one. I must say, champion, it is a unique feeling. I have possessed countless beings, but this is... wait. So she did not swallow? So wait, Oohr did not swallow Azazel and Nerul? I'm hoping that Azazel and Nerul are completely like gone and only their power remains. Please don't tell me that they actually had effect on him. And if they had effect on him, hopefully it's like slight personality changes, not like they still exist or something. Fucking hell. On top of that, fucking his soul is crushed now. That's fucking... Oh, man, that really is pissing me off. It is a unique feeling. I possess countless beings, but this is... Oohr's sentence drifts off as she stands still, staring off in the distance, still smiling faintly. Azazel took the godhood and you took her body. Is that it? You ask. She nods while still staring into the distance. Azazel is the heir apparent for Nerul. She makes sense to take Nerul's chairs at the table of the gods. Some will be disappointed, but this outcome will be satisfactory, says Oohr. And they will not be in the mood to do much about it anyway, given their recent exertion, particularly the god of war. That one I had to exhaust. He chuckles and shakes her head happily. Was this your plan, to have Azazel take godhood and then you take it from her? You say. Such a plan seems to balance on the edge of knife. He turns her attention to you. It was a plan, but not the only one. I agree it was a long shot. I myself expected to take Eunuxius myself, but he was too clever. Azazel was clever too, but that is why she managed to catch him by surprise and succeeded where I failed. I considered interfering with her ascension, but then I realized this might be the best outcome. If it was a gamble, if we had failed to fool her, things might be very unpleasant for both of us, for us both right now. Fortunately, find greed and arrogance a much larger target than the likes of Eunuxius. And what about Azazel herself, you ask? Her body is yours, but what of her soul? I wouldn't say she is deserving of anything, but, well, she seems to have done you a great deal of good in the end. The binder of souls need not bind another. I have taken what I need from her and sent back the rest. She deserves another try. She taps her chin with her forehead. Yeah, this is the thing. Even the gods, as far as I know, as far as these fucking shows have showed me, both of these games have showed me, that a soul just cannot be destroyed in its entirety. Even, when they said Galmagus would be thorough with his soul crushing, you still can't destroy the souls. The memories are a little bit fumbled here and there, but they really cannot be destroyed and completely eliminated or anything of the sort, to be honest with you. Even Regnal's memories, who are completely gone, are slowly coming back, which is amazing. Like, you just can't destroy a soul in this world. You can torture a soul, you can take away its power and send it into sleep or some shit, but you really can't destroy it, which is very fascinating. So Azazel, technically speaking, no one is dead. Any person you have seen in this show so far, and the last one as well, is not dead. They're either in another plane, in the abyss, in hell, in heaven, or whatever other worlds there are, or in the mortal plane, rebirth and whatnot. But none of them are completely dead, which is obviously and always a completely little dangerous thing to worry about. Where was we? Where were we? Not where was we? The binder of souls need not bind. Yeah. She taps her chin with her forefinger, and I have already taken care of the others. She waves a hand, and a mirror appears before you. The mirror clouds for a moment, then the mist dissipates and reveals Eunuxius and Narissa, hand in hand, walking up grand stairway. You think you recognize it being the infinite stairway. Ragnall climbs the stairs ahead of them, in gleaming armor, and Hades walks at his side. They live, you say. Even I am capable of... How do they live? No, they do not live. Infinite stairways is where everyone dies. They live, you say? Even I am capable of gratitude, says Oohr, smiling as she stares into the hovering mirror. These two were instrumental, and they are a lovely couple that have gone through much. Their memories will be altered. I think I shall restore Narissa's power of Aletheia. Of course, Aletheia won't take her back, but her power can flow through me. That will be a curiosity. As for Eunuxius, he shall be restored, although without Nerul and within him, and he will not be as powerful. That is good. These two are strivers. They like to work for what they get. They walk between worlds now, you say. Is it not romantic? She says with a smile, free of Nerul and her dark obsessive thoughts. Well, that's not exactly good. Because in the stairway, there is literally nothing. And they can't commit violence, and every god will try to pull them in towards themselves. Because stairway is not a place that you normally end up in. until unless Nuxius knows which door to open. I mean, he has been with a god for fairly long time, and he has been traversing left, right, and center. So it might be possible that Nuxius knows exactly which door to open to end up in a dimension where he would not be end up getting fucked by some god. So it might be good. But it is again not confirmed that is good. Like, I'm not looking for a good story, you get me? I'm not looking for a happy ending always. Like, it's fine if sometimes shows have sad endings, but it's one thing. Like, if you had chopped off Rooster's dick and balls at some point, that was about to happen at one point, if you had done that, then I would be like, okay, yeah, this is a grim story and there is nothing good about it, and I will have that mindset. But in the entire time, we were just fooling and more fooling. Even when there was danger, it was always like more tomfoolery going on, and it never gave that grim sense. And now it's super fucking grim. His soul has been crushed, and well, at least Oohr put him in the fucking grand stairway, the fucking infinite stairway, because otherwise he would have ended up in the fucking abyss. Her memory, even Narissa's memories will be altered a little bit. I don't know how that's going to end. Well, they still would love each other as far as I can tell from what he's just said, but like, it's just not the best. I hope the best thing I can hope at this point for Nuxius and Narissa, after all the shit that they've gone through, and Hades and what happened to Maya, by the way? Hades and fucking Reginald as well. That they will have to do that. What is it called? Hopefully, Nuxius knows which door to open. That's the only way they could possibly get a good ending. And they said that Nuxius and Narissa were holding hand in hand. So Nuxius was not mad at her. He was just probably like, oh, come on, what the hell will you do that for? Because they really love each other. They know they won't harm each other for any personal reason other than what they thought was the best outcome for themselves and whatnot. Well, whatever. They walk between worlds now, you say? Is it not romantic? She says with a smile. Free of neural and dark obsessive thoughts, the mirror disappears. You wonder if Phoebe is alive, and if so, is she not also worth resurrection? You're about to ask when you realize you can do better. But you added, you may as well resurrect several thousand more, you say. Wasn't this battle, this massive foolery, also instrumental to your transformation? I knew you to be more kind-hearted than you let on, you say, grinning at you. She says, grinning at you. There's a silence as you stare at each other for a moment. I'd be happy to pray for you if that will aid in convincing you. You say, it won't, says Oohr, shaking her head. That many resurrection, particularly in the mortal plane, would be costly even for me. She flips her hand up. No, mortals live and they die. It is the way of things. Besides, do you really expect Azazel, Neryl's heir, to be so kind? Azazel, maybe not, but Oohr, yes. You say. Oohr is full of surprises. She chuckles. I expect Azazel shall be full of surprises in time. Azazel shall remain consistent with her character for a few centuries, long enough to lull the others asleep. You said I was a hero, you say. Was I only a tool of yours? Narissa, she nods. You are a hero, champion. Without you, I dare say, I do not think I would have fooled Azazel, she frowns. Lowers her voice, as though speaking to herself. I underestimated her, as much I did Nuxius. Perfect, you think. You witnessed me become a hero, so I ask, humbly of course, that you will be brave enough to allow me to make one last choice for you. You say. She smiles. Go on. Do the unexpected and be good to the people of this world, you say. She stares at you for a long moment. I never rode a mortal so long as I did you. Only a few days, you think. And I certainly never limited my senses and powers for so long, she says. She shrugs. Humbling, you offer? You are brave, she laughs. The stakes are high, you say. It is a good time to be brave. I was going to say enlightened, perhaps even I learned something of empathy for the plight of your kind. You bow. The rooster abides. She says at you again, long enough that you're about to say something, anything, just out of nervousness, but then she finally says, very well, champion, I will give you the last choice. Unlike Nuxius, I'm strong enough to suppress Neryl's will to find her lost love. As for the vestige, wait, so Neryl is still there probably. She's not completely assimilated. Very well, champion. I will give you this last choice. Unlike Nuxius, I'm strong enough to suppress Neryl's will to find her lost love. As for the vestige of Azazel that I've taken, I do not need her either. I enjoy a cruel joke from time to time, a little spice, but I have no love for sadism of demons. She smiles at me. I just want to have fun. She could be lying. It would be like her, but there is something in her manner that tells you that there is least a grain of truth in her words. Although I shall be the mistress of the undead, and you know how extremely antisocial they tend to be, she says, wagging a finger at you, I can't be helped. Someone must be their patron. Better it be me. You doubt there's much point in arguing with her on this. And what of Oohr, you ask? He will be gone without a trace. The gods will be confounded by his complete disappearance and frustrated by their dissatisfied revenge. I shall constantly bring it up in a council, of course, along with some carefully planted rumors of where Oohr might be. Hilarity shall ensue. She rubs her hand together. I'm looking forward to so much. I can see you're happy. Since you won't resurrect the innocence of the ring city, how about a boon or two to your champion? What about my sister? Yeah, you asked. Done. She says casually. I fixed that already. I knew your love for her. I have changed the house book, even the one in hell. The one in hell, you think? But do not ask. What about Hog? He wanted her.